What's up, gamers? I'm sure we're all familiar with the famous scene of Abakio serving Giorno up some of his famous lemonade, but what if I told you? There are a lot more scenes like that than you might remember, so today we're gonna go over every single lemonade incident in the entire JoJo series. Starting off with number 1. During the fight with Tarkus, our boy Poco gets a little frightened and prepares us a nice cold glass of lemonade right then and there. Number 2. During Polnareff's fight with Devo, Devo states that the floor couldn't be wetter even if he had poured some lemonade on it. That's a little sus of an analogy, don't you think? Let's not forget Polnareff wrapping his wounds in dirty underwear afterwards. Number 3. Avdol suggests he and Polnareff bond by pouring some lemonade together, right into the tube Cameo was using to breathe through. That's pretty sus! Number 4. While Koichi is staying at Yukiko's place, she doesn't let him use the bathroom unless he can correctly answer a history question. Unfortunately for Koichi, he can't figure it out and he spills his lemonade. I'd say that's a bit sus! Number 5. While Yuya is in the hospital, Akame, Yoshie, and Reiko are arguing over who gets to help him pour his lemonade. Here's a bonus scene from the same chapter. I'll give no comments on that. I'd say this chapter was a tad bit sus. Number 6. Here's a manga-only scene that was cut out of the anime, so this could be new to some of you. As Josuke and Okuyasu are approaching the Superfly Tower, Kanedaichi says, "Hey, buckos, you'd better take a step back there, I say, you'd better step back." He's built quite the contraption, but Josuke and Okuyasu don't heed his warnings, and they soon get splashed with Kanedaichi's used toilet water. I'd say that's pretty sus. Number 7. You already know it, you love it. It's of course the famous scene from part 5 where Giorno glugs Abakio's lemonade. Since you guys are likely familiar, we'll get on ahead, but still, no. I think we should take a moment to remember, hey, Araki. That's pretty darn sus, bro! Number 8. Bruno reveals that Pulpo's treasure stash is located in a urinal, where people pour lemonade all over it. Of all places. Bruno, you could have put it literally anywhere else. That's just a tiny bit sus! Number 9. Did you know that stands could make lemonade? Here we have a scene of Babyface. Well, you know by now. I'd say that's a bit sus! Number 10. This scene is actually in the very next chapter. As you can see with part 5, Araki really amped up the lemonade. While Trish and Bruno are inside Mr. President, Trish has to pour some lemonade. You don't expect me to use a diaper, do you? Bruno decides to use his stand to make the lemonade closet. He says the lemonade might even be good for the turtle's health. Overall, while funny, it's a bit sus. Of course, overhearing that they're about to have lemonade without him, Giorno comes to see what's up. Number 11. While possessed by Talking Head, Narancia starts pouring out some lemonade right in front of the whole gang. Most of them are grossed out and leave. But one man! Number 12. Here's a scene where a drunk guy tries to pour some lemonade into a drinking fountain, but his drunk friend says, no, you gotta pour it in the post box instead. Number 13. While Jolene and Weather are pursuing Lang Wrangler, Jolene suddenly spends an entire page getting all flustered about having to pour some lemonade due to the effects of the enemy stand. Weather tells her to just go in the corner, saying that he did just that already. Also offers to use his stand's clouds to absorb her lemonade. We also get multiple panels of her lemonade floating in zero gravity. I'd say that's a bit sus! Number 14. Anasui uses his stand to make Yo-Yo Ma spill his lemonade. This is the second time we've seen a stand spill lemonade. I'd say that's pretty sus. Number 15. Emporio spills lemonade all over himself due to the effects of Sky High. There are quite a few instances of stand abilities directly causing someone to spill their lemonade, aren't there? I'd say that's quite a bit sus! Number 16. Versus poured lemonade on a wall, which caused it to crumble and reveal a skeleton. Of all the possible ways Araki could have decided to make this scene happen, maybe he kicks a rock and it hits it, maybe he trips and falls into the wall. No, it fell apart because he poured lemonade on it. Araki, I gotta say, that's pretty sus! Number 17. Diego's raptors spilled their lemonade all over Johnny and Gyro while they were crawling through the sewers. Oh, that's pretty sus, guys! I guess it just comes with the bloodline, huh? Now that I think about it, this wasn't the last time Johnny would crawl through the sewers alongside Diego's raptors. Diego's raptors guided Johnny out of the sewers during the first fight against Valentine. This happens off screen, so we cannot say for certain that they did or didn't pour lemonade on him again. I'd say there's a fair chance it did. Number 18. Yasuho warns Toru about the dirty condition of an elevator she just used, and he says, completely unprompted, "What, did you pour lemonade in there or something?" The funny thing is that that's actually the least crazy thing in this panel. As you can see, I've censored the other speech bubble because YouTube would send assassins to my doorstep faster than you could speedrun Ocarina of Time. Assuming they haven't already. I sure hope not. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's about all I got. 18 or so lemonade moments. That sure is a lot, huh? Do you guys think it's just Araki's sense of humor, or is there something more sus to it? But hold up now. Lemonade? What about the counterpart to lemonade? You know, chocolate. Brother, let me tell you now, there are just as many very questionable chocolate moments as there are lemonade moments. Multiple instances of characters by choice or otherwise consuming it. I ain't even want to get into that, but maybe I could in a second video. I really hope this one doesn't get sent to the Shadow Realm. But anyways, if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I'd really appreciate it if you could give that subscribe button a good slap if you haven't already. It really helps me out. I think I was pretty thorough with my research, but if there were any moments I forgot, let me know in the comments below. I'll see you guys next time.